Welcome back. We have another guy today that takes acid on stage. He's a performer. He's a wild guy. Let's get right into it. Ahem. The Big Picture by Herman Schmidt. I was born in 1971, and by 1985 I wanted to try LSD. I hadn't ever been drunk, high, or even nicotine buzzed at that point. I had read stories about my idols, 60s musicians like the Beatles and Jim Morrison, taking acid. As a musician, artist, and a general social outcast, it seemed only logical to take it. By 1989, my senior year, I had become quite a drunk and in love with marijuana. I finally one night took the acid, and everybody doing it with me went home after we all peaked. The experience wasn't as potent as I had hoped for, with only mild visuals. Through the next 9 years, I continued to mostly trip alone, as I had that first time. I always felt safer alone, where no one could set me on a bad trip. I only took one hit usually, and only once or twice a year. Those years were spent in the military police, art school, and a bad marriage. I loved LSD, but as I said, used it with extreme moderation. I loved the long, wakeful nights tripping and pondering my existence or watching movies. I only hallucinated a few times. Mostly, I just felt more aware of the big picture. Towards the end of the 90s, I had a new, happy relationship and custody of my child from a previous marriage. I got a temp position at a new steel mill in town, where everybody was making huge money. The year I worked there, I was so intent on getting hired full-time that I smoked hardly any weed at all, for fear of a urinalysis. Instead, I took acid. In one 2-month period, I took over 40 hits. Now, for me, acid is like vodka. You get more out of it, as far as your experience goes, as your experience and tolerance increases. I was like a walking disciple of Christ himself, seeing only the big picture and beautiful reality of this world. I delved into books on everything from astronomy to religion. Since that period, I have understood so much more about what this world really is and its value as a material. Why did I suddenly quit taking acid in October of 1999 to never touch it again? Well, this is where the reality of drugs and what they do comes into play. I got so enamored with LSD and the LSD experience that I was taking it on stage. I was a George Harrison impersonator in a Beatles tribute band, and it made it seem as though I was having an in-body experience, as if I were air guitaring to the Beatles when it actually was me coming through the speakers. I felt I had dropped into George's body. This kind of stuff only fueled my love for the drug. I started practically living on LSD, taking it every 4th or 5th day. By the end of the year, I was talking in jumbled, hesitant words. I'm a good speaker, and I couldn't even get a sentence out without stuttering. My memory was out the door, and my vision sucked. I couldn't see at night. I think the weed causes that too. I was also getting very moody. The final trip in October 1998 was not fun at all. Usually my custom was to consume enough liquor for 3 or 4 people while dosing. That particular night, I drank over half of a fifth of some good imported tequila, and I got the spins right as the acid peaked. The next 2 hours seemed like 2 weeks. I was with my wife and a couple lesbians I used to jam with in the band. I think the crowd made me even more nervous. By the way, I was on stage this whole time. I felt like I was in the eye of a twister with no way to anchor myself to any thought or concept for more than a split second. It was horrifying, and trying to explain my situation and keep cool about it was making it even worse. I felt rude and embarrassed for losing it, and that made me flip out even more. I haven't taken it since. When I stopped using for a month or 2, I could tell a noticeable difference. I feel more alert, but also depressed because after seeing all the beauty of it all, life seems dull. This is why I never tried heroin. I knew I'd be an addict in a day. It's been almost 3 years now, and that feeling won't leave me. Maybe it's what people call being jaded. I don't know. I just know that nothing seems all that exciting to me anymore. I haven't worked in 2 years. I stay home with my newborn son. My wife has an excellent job, and we tell people that's why I stay home. It is the reason, but I must also admit that I don't want to be involved in this world anymore. I'm scared shitless about going back to work. I still write and record music, but I don't care to ever accomplish anything ever again. Aside from my closest friends and family, I see nobody. Sometimes I wish I had never been enlightened and still had all my foolish desires that acid freed me from. When you experience levels of consciousness like that of drugs, especially the powerful ones like acid, you really are never the same person again. I feel that I'm a better person now, but that doesn't mean life in the material world is better for me. I just wish Christ, or whoever, would come rescue us all today. And I have frequent anxiety attacks concerning the possible numerous amounts of years and lives that await me in this world of pain and suffering. I wonder, have my enlightening experiences showed me truths that I was not designed to handle? Or are the square people right? Am I just mind bent now? The end. To me, it seems like this dude needs to just like do something, because he's just hanging out alone all day and he's just like having a crisis. I don't think the LSD has anything to do with it, but it was fun to hear about his story. What did you guys think? Write your name in the comments and say, I love the story. Or you say, if you don't like it, be honest. Say, I don't like that one at all. All right. Thank you so much.